As a blogger focusing on revenge thrillers, what kind of revenge could cause all the residents to live in fear? Now, let's dive into a detailed analysis. The 2025 Japanese suspense revenge blockbuster, Explosion. A mysterious body has surfaced in Tokyo, Japan. The police officers who rushed over slowly moved in to investigate. Suddenly, it felt like they stepped on something. In an instant, an explosion occurred. The body was blown to bits right there. The officer's foot that hit the button was completely shattered. Meanwhile, a video unexpectedly went viral on a short video platform. The man in the video claimed he was ready to blow up Tokyo, Japan. He has planted numerous bombs throughout downtown Tokyo. He intends to blow up the homeless because they have a foul odor. He intends to blow up pregnant women because they take up too much room. He intends to blow up feminists. It's because they're just too full of themselves. They are planning to blow up elderly people. It's because they're just too irritating. And they also want to blow up those who are single and not getting married. It's because they don't want to have kids. And they also want to blow up wealthy people. It's because he doesn't have any money. The video shot up to the trending list in no time. However, Japanese netizens' reactions were surprisingly lukewarm. Haha, brother bow.
やばいっしょ。
これってさ、
共有しよう。炎上も来てくる。
めっちゃ再生回数伸びてない。
警察官が家来て。
何これ。
マジやばくね。キモいでしょ。
気持ちだよね。
マジ。
Nobody pays attention to the bomb he talked about. The comments section is flooded with sarcasm and jokes. They see him as an idiot. The police didn't take it lightly. They rushed to seal off the busiest subway station in Tokyo. They searched high and low. This is supposed to be for the public safety. But the rushed commuters just can't wait. Because if they're 1 minute late, their perfect attendance bonus goes down the drain. They staged a collective protest. They gathered around the blockade, causing quite a ruckus. The police were overwhelmed by the pressure. Plus, they hadn't actually found any bombs for the time being. They had no option but to lift the blockade. In the next instant, the crowd rushed onto the platform like a tidal wave. Nobody paid attention to that man's warning. But just when the crowd was at its thickest, a deafening explosion shattered the glass along the entire street. Thick smoke billowed. Numerous workers were knocked down. Blood and guts were everywhere. The police sprang into action. They arrested the man in the video and started interrogating him. She said her name was Suzuki. She had no ID and no address. Her name sounds like a complete fabrication. In Japan, Suzuki is like Zhang San or Li Si in China. So ordinary it's almost ridiculous. Confronted with the police's questioning, Suzuki claimed he isn't the killer. Instead, he was under hypnosis. He was manipulated into recording a video without his knowledge. Now, he can't recall anything clearly, but he possesses the ability to foresee the future. Akihabara is the next target. Just as he finished speaking, Akihabara literally exploded. The cops in the interrogation room stared at the indifferent middle-aged man in front of them. And as for Suzuki, a faint smile always plays at the corners of his mouth. He spoke slowly and deliberately. I'm really putting in the effort to fight. I clicked 3 times. So, you see, what a fool you are. Tokyo has become a chessboard of fear. Initially, Officer Shiduk, who was questioning Suzuki, was at a loss. Before he could extract any useful information, an explosion happened again near Tokyo Dome. The top brass of the police are outraged. They pulled the officers out of the operation. They sent in a veteran detective played by Atsuru Dute, together with the negotiation expert Leijia, portrayed by Yuki Yamada. They kicked off a psychological battle against time. However, Suzuki is completely unpredictable. He not only refuses to cooperate, but rather, like an exam proctor, throws out a bunch of bizarre riddles. He takes the lead instead. They transform the interrogation into a mind-bending puzzle game. Each sentence feels like a trap. Every answer buries the next pitfall. Luckily, the negotiation expert has an exceptionally high IQ. In just a few attempts, he figured out the riddle thrown by Suzuki. The next target is a newspaper office in Kyushu. The police swiftly surrounded the scene. They carried out a thorough search, leaving no stone unturned. The newspaper office had disclosed, "Suzuki did come by recently to apply for a delivery position, but I didn't get the job." A sharp-eyed officer quickly caught on. It's the bike that the paper boy was riding. The bomb is probably hidden in the vehicle. They rushed out frantically to stop it. The paper boy who is out delivering. Sure enough, they found a bomb under the seat. There were 10 vehicles in total. 9 bombs have been successfully defused. Only the last vehicle is still missing. At 1 minute and 1 second, he took off running. Finally, with just 30 seconds remaining before the explosion, the last car was located. Without a second thought, the male officer jumped into the car and sped towards an open area. The stopwatch ticked away in his ear. Only 2 seconds before the bomb went off, he leaped out of the car. The consecutive explosions validated Suzuki's prediction. Each explosion was precise to the minute. He was no longer just a crazy ordinary man, and has turned into the oracle who dictates the fate of the whole situation. The police are completely stumped. They can only pin their hopes on getting the bomb's location out of her. Just then, Suzuki finally dropped another name. Hasibaruko? I don't have any conclusions to share with you. Can his Yume not be of any use? This is the name of a former police detective. He is a senior to Officer Dentuki. However, he took his own life 4 years back. What does Suzuki aim to achieve by bringing up this name? The police hurriedly sent Officer Daitoku, who knew Hasib, to conduct an investigation at his residence. In the course of this process, a Hasib suicide case that had been closed for 4 years was reopened. Hasib used to be a key figure in the police department. However, he had an unusual quirk. He would often act like a pilot at the crime scene. He used this approach to ease the stress of cracking cases. Ultimately, this misconduct was revealed by a weekly magazine. The public outcry was deafening. Hasib was overwhelmed by the pressure. He took his own life. In the wake of his departure, his wife Asuka, along with their son and daughter, life was a struggle. To make matters worse, the railway company showed up at their doorstep, demanding sky-high compensation citing the accident. Asuka is completely out of options. Her only option is to sell the house. She is having a tough time renting a place and making ends meet with her daughter. Her son Chen Ma also couldn't escape online bullying. Someone posted his photo online. The insults came flooding in like a tidal wave. In the end, he couldn't withstand the humiliation and decided to leave home. He hasn't been heard from since. Suzuki has been bringing up Hasib's name to the police, whether on purpose or not. He even disclosed some insider details known only to the police. What's even more crucial is that the puzzles that Suzuki brought up during the interrogation are closely linked to the ordinary life paths and the growth experiences of his son, Chen Ma. For instance, the story about the child he talked about points to the kindergarten where Chen Ma used to go, and the story of the wanderer he mentioned is connected to Asuka's later life. The police quickly went to check out Chen Ma's kindergarten, but the site where this explosion took place, this isn't happening in a kindergarten. Instead, it's at the homeless camp in the park. The Qing Dynasty police who misidentified the explosion site are furious. They snapped Suzuki's fingers right away. But Suzuki isn't afraid at all. Not afraid of being arrested. Not afraid of being threatened. Even totally unfazed by being labeled a terrorist. Suzuki is like a puddle of mud. The more you push, the deeper he sinks. The police's analysis. Suzuki isn't just any ordinary prophet. His mastery over the explosion, it seems closely linked to Hasib's past case. But what exactly is his connection to Hasib? Is he seeking revenge for Hasib? Or does he have other plans? The mystery is becoming more and more complex. Lee quickly located a friend of Chen Ma. According to his account, he used to share an apartment with Chen Ma. There were 2 other housemates as well. At first, the 4 of them were living together just fine. Later on, Chen Mai mentioned wanting to add another roommate, but this would result in 5 people living there. This went over the limits set by the landlord, so this friend decided to just move out, and the body that was blown to bits at the start was actually Chen Ma himself. The police followed the leads back to Chen Ma's place. 2 corpses were found on the 2nd floor of the house. After checking, one of them turned out to be the newspaper delivery guy from the Kyuju office. The other individual was the restocker for the vending machine. Regarding the 5th person that Chen Mai mentioned he would bring in to stay, to this day, his whereabouts are still unknown. The police suspect that this individual is Suzuki. However, during the interrogation, Suzuki denied everything, and suddenly, Kai remembered a crucial detail. The bomb was likely hidden inside the vending machine. He quickly ordered to seal off the area for investigation. But now it's too late to do anything. The US Air Force is now rapidly getting ready to withdraw enemy jets. A series of explosions went off one after another. All of them exploded from the vending machine. Numerous civilians were knocked to the ground. The casualties are devastating. Everyone in Tokyo is on edge. Everyone fears that the next moment could be an explosion right next to them. Watching the horrifying casualty figures keep rising, one cannot deny he totally lost this round to Suzuki. Just then, but Suzuki proactively mentioned Curry's moment. Let it go.
まだ残っていますよ。
Stuff an old Baghdad in. Suzuki tossed out another riddle just like before, this time with cumulative collaboration. Lijing Garden worked together to crack the code. They finally pinpointed the location of the bomb. He is under the protection of Hasib's wife, Asuka. The 5th person that Chen's mom talked about moving into the house is actually his mother, Asuka. After selling the house to settle debts, his daughter temporarily stayed at school. With nowhere to go, Asuka ended up in a homeless camp. There, she met Ling Mu. The two slowly got to know each other. Their relationship gradually grew closer. Later, Chen invited his mother to move in with him. Once Asuka moved in, I stumbled upon my son's secret by chance. Back when my father passed away, Chen Ma was mercilessly insulted online. He was too afraid to go to school, and nobody wanted to employ him. He teamed up with 2 roommates who shared his tragic fate to start making bombs, getting ready to take revenge on society. Once the bombs were completed, however, Chen Ma decided to kill the 2 roommates first. This secret was uncovered by Asuka, who had just moved in. In a desperate attempt to stop his son, he accidentally killed Chen Ma during the struggle. In a panic, Asuka remembered that Suzuki had summoned him. He wanted him to help take the fall. Even though Suzuki agreed, his heart had gone completely cold. He never thought that the feelings he had invested would be exploited like this. Thus, while taking the fall, Suzuki kept venting his anger through a bomb. He revamped the video originally recorded by Chen Ma, turning it into his own manifesto. The bomb that was initially strapped to Chen Ma's body was intended to blow up the 2 roommates' bodies upstairs. However, Suzuki changed the plan. He blew up the body of the mastermind, Chen Ma. This made everything unclear. Before being arrested by the police, Suzuki had already given the last bomb to Asuka, asking him to bring it over to kill him. This way, everything would be wrapped up. Just when the cumulative reasoning uncovered the entire truth, Asuka hurried downstairs with the final bomb in hand. In his panic, he hit the detonation button. However, the bomb failed to detonate. It turned out that the bomb Suzuki gave him was a fake. That's right, the temperature is extremely high.
爆弾じゃない。アスカに送ったのはフェイク。最後の1個が爆発すれば事件は終わる。でもあんたは爆発させない。爆発させない、発見させない。そうすることで俺たちを永遠に閉じ込める。
The outcome of the cumulative reasoning in the Anton game made Suzuki beam with pride. However, these are ultimately just deductions. After Asuka found out it was a fake bomb, he suddenly had a change of heart. He blamed everything on Suzuki. He claimed he was completely forced into it. Meanwhile, Suzuki kept using his hypnosis as an excuse. From start to finish, he never admitted to anything. This is all just the police's speculation, because Chenme's body was blown to bits. With the evidence currently in the police's hands, there's no way to convict Suzuki with the evidence they have. It's just a matter of time before Suzuki gets released. So, what really is the truth? Just how many bombs are there? Starting now. From now on, every Tokyoite will live in fear.